We've got remarkable doctors on board today. We've got Dr. David Jayne. He's an MD. We've got Rachel Maurice. She's incredible, out of Canada. And then, of course, we've got Dr. Larry Presand, who's actually a vascular surgeon. So for those of you that are wondering, how is this going to affect my vascularity? It's a big deal, you guys.
And then we've got Dr. Karen Vanoy, so doctor of optometry, 29 years of experience. So the combined experience of the professionals on this call today, we are going to be blown out of the water. Really blessed to have everyone a part of today's event. So thank you so much, like I said, to these esteemed doctors, and really thankful that you're all part of it.
Dr. Jeffrey Nelson.
Of course, Dr. Jeffrey Nelson as well.
Yeah. So we're excited. So let's get rocking and rolling, because we want them to answer and serve all the questions you guys have. So we're going to start first with Dr. David Jayne. Let me get him to mute here. I see him right there. He's looking good this afternoon. Hey, Dr. David Jayne, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Perfect. We can. Perfectly. How are you today?
Great. I'm doing great.
Awesome. We're so honored to have you with us. We're so thankful that Steve and Gina put this doctors panel together. They organized it so professionally and so lovingly. I love Gina and her organization. So we've got some great questions for you. Are you ready to rock?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're just going to kick things off right away. So, Dr. Jayne, in today's world, in today's marketplace, there are so many products, right? We're constantly being inundated with all these different products. From your perspective, what stands out about LifeWave X39 patches?
Well, the LifeWave X39 patch is different than anything else on the market. So there really isn't anything to directly compare it to.
Right.
And the biggest benefit that I see is the innovative technology that David Schmidt came up with. Because we're harnessing our own energy to improve ourselves, which is such a phenomenal concept. I mean, I've been around, red light therapy, laser therapies, everything for 30 years. But those are all external sources. And a lot of them are foreign to us. So when you take something that we emit and reflect it back into us that was just in us, and you get these phenomenal effects, it's truly an innovation that I haven't seen anything come close to in my 30 plus years of practice.
Wow, that is so remarkable. I mean, and you've been a doctor for 30 plus years. You're a family practice doctor, correct? Where are you located?
Edmond, Oklahoma.
Okay, amazing. Oh, yeah. So the beautiful thing about this is, like, what you're saying is so true. Red light's been around for a while, right? But, there's different modalities to do that. Red light beds, red light panels. And of course, this is the most affordable, simplest to use, right? It's so user friendly. You can take it with you. Nobody can
carry it with you.
Bed. Yeah.
You don't have to drag a bed home or buy a bed for your home.
That's right. In fact, we got one of those beds and it was like $30,000, and we had to have a 220 volt, wired into our home. With this, I love how David Schmidt says that we are the energy source, right, with these patches.
Correct. Which comes from the greater source.
There you go.
Amen. Right. I love it. So your second question we have for you is, so why is it important with this technology of X39 that we wear it 12 hours on and then we take it off for 12 hours? Is it really important that we wear a new patch each day? And I mean, wouldn't it be better if we wore it longer for 24 hours at a time? Or what is your thoughts on that, Dr. David?
Well, everybody is trained more is better. But what you find out with certain drugs, with certain procedures, with certain stimulus to the human body, after a while, the body discounts the stimulus or discounts the drug. So pulsing it, you get a new response, a brand new response after 12 hours off. So you get a full response. The stem cells respond fully, instead of saying, oh, we're used to that. Oh, we're used to that. Oh, we're used to that. And I've used peptides for over 10 years, and it's sad, but GHKCU as an injectable peptide was banned 3 years ago. And so this is phenomenal to me because I like GHKCU, and I liked it when I could supplement it, but now I don't have to supplement it. We can get our bodies to make more of it. And when it does, good things happen.
Wow. Wow. I love that. I love how you talked about that. You know, we need to pulse things, right? Because if it's just
Yes.
too much stimulation, I think I heard David Schmidt talk about that once. And what was the word that he used? Attenuation.
Mhm.
Kind of the
Yes.
body kind of gets a little used to it, sluggish
Yes.
after it's been there a bit.
Right. With drugs, we call it tachyphylaxis. And the drugs, so a lot of times say antihistamines. And if you take a certain antihistamine for 6 months, it stops working. You switch to another antihistamine in the same class, it works. And then 6 months later, you go back to the first one, it'll work again. So the body frequently discounts a chronic stimulus.
Sure.
You know, it's amazing, Dr. Jayne, that you've been, studying and researching phototherapy and light therapy for 30 years and peptides for 10 years. We found that as a part of our team as well. The difference between our body kind of being reminded that it can stimulate these own peptides naturally versus exogenous or externally injecting something into the body.
Right.
So natural, safe, but the body's just innately intelligent, right? And so we know that our own peptides that we're creating are safe and very effective. Yeah.
Yeah, the stem cells know what to do once you wake them up.
Right.
Amen.
Absolutely.
We'd be all clapping for that, right? So what's your personal experience that you've had? Can you share your story with us?
So in November, it'll be 3 years ago, I had a patient walk in, hand me a sleeve of X39 patches, and said I had to use them in my patients and I had to use them myself. And I had no idea what it was, zero. And I looked at it and I thought, well, that's a sticker. And I really had close to zero expectation. But when I went to the This Is It info site and I read all about it, I read about the studies, the patents, the videos, I came to the conclusion it's just reflecting a bit of energy I just emitted back into me. How could that hurt me? So my logic, and I think out of the box, I do acupuncture, a lot of stuff that other people look at and go, whoa, it's too woo-woo for me. So in any event, I thought the guy just gave me a 30-day supply of the patches. Why not? Right? So I start wearing them and start putting them on. And at the time, I had several serious problems that absolutely affected my sleep. And I'd tried multiple things, been down all the roads standard mainstream medicine has to offer. And I was suffering. And I'd been suffering for a very long time. Probably my sleep hadn't been good for 10 or 15 years. And the fifth night, I slept 7 hours straight of using the patch. And then
I want to say this. I hear you. I hear what you're saying because I had that same thing happen to me, but mine was on the third night.
Right.
But I had tried all the modalities, just like you're talking about, had done everything. I mean, I was just doing everything right, and I still was not able to sleep. And once you know it, that patch, like on the third night, was like a magic switch for me. So seemingly,
So
when you're
so I look at the patch and I go,
body heals.
It's not just a sticker after all. So I thought, well, there really may be something to this. And so at about 3 weeks in, my other problems that had contributed to my sleep problem were about 50% better. And by 6 weeks, 95% better, and have remained that way now for almost 3 years.
Amazing.
And it truly has changed my life personally. And I knew that I wanted to become a distributor brand partner when I saw results, because I knew that some of my patients, if not most all of them, would have similar results. And so I've done that, and they have. And so to have something that's drug-free, chemical-free, supplement-free, that gets your body to do something better that it's been doing in the past, why not? And so it's been one of the best things I've ever incorporated into my life as a person and into my practice.
Well, that's absolutely an amazing soundbite right there. I tell you what, Brittany and I both, and on behalf of This Is It team and LifeWave, we want to thank you with all the experience that you have, Dr. Jayne, and your wisdom and everything. Thank you for being humble and open to take a look at this. And I heard what you say about, learning about the product. You said, the person that shared it with you directed you to an incredible resource, www.thisisitinfo.com. So instead of trying
Correct.
to, corner you and explain everything that they knew, up until that point about the information, they said, here's a great resource. You're a researcher. You're going to love this professional and entertaining site to go and take a look at this information. And so This Is It Info we found to be a really valuable resource as well. So thank you for being open and humble enough to take a look at this, on behalf of every life that you're impacting in a positive way. So thank you so much.
And I just want to say, hey, we've always said change your mind and change your life, but we're going to say change your sleep and change your life.
Yes, right. Well, yeah, and not everybody's going to have that swift a response. And I understand that. But when they do, oh my gosh, it's striking sometimes. And other issues could improve before sleep. So our bodies determine all that. So I don't want everybody to expect it's going to fix everybody's sleep, but it sure may help with other symptoms that they're having even before sleep. So, but you really don't have anything to lose, because within 30 days, if you don't like it, you can get your money back.
That's right.
That's right. Amen.
Yeah. And I heard you mention that someone gave you the sample, samples of 30 days. And we do have, people on our team, and at times, with our discretion, we'll give out samples. But we love that, as you mentioned, LifeWave has a money back guarantee. So many times we just say, just as you said so eloquently, you have nothing to lose. Let's get started. There's a money back guarantee. Are you ready to change your story? And let's go for it. Yeah.
Well, and I think you guys need to have a conference, and it should be Why Not?
There you go.
A Why Not conference. And that applies to everything.
Gina, are you listening? Why not? Right?
Have a Why Not conference.
Yeah, yes. Why not? Why not? Right? Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. Well, we're so thankful again. Thank you for being on today. And I'm sure we'll hear and see a lot more of you in the near future, Dr. David. So we appreciate you. God bless you. And thanks for sharing your story.